As residents of Southern California, I'm sure you are all aware that the 2017 wildfire season was the most destructive and catastrophic that California has ever had. And in 2018, the ranch fire that happened has actually now taken the top spot as single largest wildfire ever in California's history. So this is a problem that is growing increasingly more dangerous. Not only is this costing us billions of dollars in damage, it's also costing us human lives as well. Now, this is what is currently being used for aerial fire spotting. It requires multiple aircrew to fly these, making it expensive to operate, and this equipment is also unpredictable, making it pretty dangerous. And these also run out of fuel, which is bad for the environment. A statistic you may not be aware of is that 1 in every 4 firefighter deaths is related to aviation. And that occurs due to pilot error or mechanical failures in aircraft like these. So that's where we come in. PanoramicAerospace is an aerial surveillance solutions company. And what we are offering is a drone with ancillary services customized for each client. We want to make it more efficient and safer for them to spot and fight wildfires. Here's a 3D rendering of our drone. It's not technically a drone in the sense you may be used to seeing, but for this presentation, we've simplified the language to make it easier to understand. Here's an overview of why our solution is an improvement on the traditional manned aircraft that you saw a couple slides ago. First and foremost, we are removing the firefighter from the cockpit, which will help in reduction of fatalities. Secondly, the costs associated with the parts of unmanned systems are more predictable, so this solution is also more cost-effective. Finally, traditional manned aircraft are not allowed to fly at night or in smoky conditions because they can't see, and that won't be a problem for us because of the cameras and sensors we'll have available. This technology will help firefighters to find hotspots and identify escape routes at any time of the night or day.
So after conducting our primary research, we were able to narrow down our 3 initial target customers. That's CAL FIRE, the United States Forest Service, and the Department of Interior. And looking to the future, we found other applications for our technology and services, some of which are listed here. Our initial target market is valued at $25 million. That's the value we placed on the total amount of flight hours flown by the 3 previously mentioned agencies in support of wildfire management. On the left are the smaller consumer drones. Now they have a very minimal flight time and are basically unusable over wildfires due to the unique weather system created by those fires. On the right are the larger military drones, and they're millions of dollars. We compete in the mid-sized drone space. So these are some images in the middle of our direct competitors who all have a very cumbersome launch and recovery method. They launch off of a rail system and recover via parachute or tether line, as can be seen here in this video. Our platform, however, is fully electric, and in being fully electric, it's very inexpensive to replace the parts associated with our aircraft. One of our keystone competitive advantages is the ability to vertically take off and land. So essentially, we can take off vertically like a helicopter, transition into forward flight, and do the opposite upon recovery. Think of a Harrier jet and its ability to take off and land on a very small footprint. Now, in talking to our key decision makers, we've identified some needs that are not being met by our current suppliers. And some of those needs that are not being met are the ability to autonomously track wildfires, as well as map fire perimeters. And we'll be able to develop that software in-house or outsource to a third-party vendor we've discovered during our primary research. One of our greatest accomplishments in the Anderson Accelerator to date has been the development of our minimum viable product. Now, these are 3D renderings of our full version, which have an extended main wing, a modified tail section to give us longer flight times. We began prototyping earlier this year, and we conducted our primary research to help guide us in the development of our minimum viable product, which is slated to flight test in mid-November. Once we receive funding, we'll be able to manufacture our full version. 6 months later, we'll be able to flight test that, incorporate the post-flight test results, and once final modifications have been made, we'll be able to pitch that product to our 3 proposed agencies we mentioned earlier.
So my name is Athena Liao, and this is Jeff Sandrock. We're the co-founders of PanoramicAerospace. Previous to this, we left the corporate world and successfully launched a startup in the consumer drone industry, so this isn't our first rodeo. In addition, Jeff is a former Marine and has multiple pilot's licenses, so he's well equipped to lead us on this venture. This is the rest of our all-star team. We have a wide breadth of skills and knowledge, making us well-rounded, so we hope that you will join us on this big endeavor for which our ask is $1 million, and that is to cover some of the costs that you see listed on this slide here. We are Panoramic Aerospace. Invest with us in a safer aerial surveillance future. Thank you.